On this episode of Hot Lap, we're checking out the facilities at AWE, and I'm welding, kind of. It's not too often we get to visit awesome vendors in our own backyard here in Philadelphia, but that's the case here today. We're at AWE Tuning. I'm with Jesse. Jesse, what's going on, brother?
What's happening?
Good to see you again. Right. And listen, man, we want to check out how you guys do all of your awesome exhaust systems, including now for the 2018, correct?
Yes, the new 2018.
We just happened to bring one. I mean, if you guys want to hook us up while we're getting the tour, not going to be upset, okay?
We'll see what happens.
All right, well, listen, I know you got a lot to show us inside, so
let's check it out.
Let's get after it, all right. All right, Jesse, as is tradition with these tours, we like to get a little backstory about the company, things like that. So let's rewind back to 91, I believe.
Yeah, 91.
Germantown, Pennsylvania.
You got it. So AWE, which actually stands for Air and Water Enterprises, which talks a little bit about our roots, was founded in a small little one-bay garage by my business partner, Todd Sager. Over the years, we've turned into an internationally distributed manufacturer of precision hard parts, focusing on Porsche, Volkswagen, McLaren, Bentley, BMW, Mini, Mercedes, and as of about 2 years ago, Mustang.
2017, welcome to America, right? There you go. And nothing really sums up what you guys do better than this showroom right now, which is beautiful, by the way, but you got a V10 Audi R8 right next to you, and then a 2018 Mustang. So
a lot of breadth, man. Yeah, we're doing exhaust, we're doing carbon fiber intakes, we're doing intercoolers. Those are the three main areas that we focus upon, and we're doing that for the Mustang line as well. We've carried over a lot of the technologies that we have from the European space, our 180 technology, which cancels out all drone and exhausts, our carbon fiber intake lines, both Airgate and S-Flow. We're carrying them over into the American market, the domestic market. It seems to be received very well so far.
I'd say so, man. A lot of people dig the systems for the S550, and now you're going back a generation to the S197. The 11 to 14 kits are out, and they're kicking butt as well.
We actually have even gone back to the 15 to 17s, and we're doing quad tip conversions on that.
Nice.
The market wanted it, we can do it.
And all right, let's go check out, I think, R&D first, right around the corner.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Cool.
All right, sir, so where are we heading now?
We're headed into the AWE research and development area. 6 full-time folks are making the products that we get out to the market internationally every day. So what we have here are mechanical engineers and prototypers and everything in between that really allow us to take a product from concept all the way through to market on the AmericanMuscle website.
Very cool, and that looks like a fancy karaoke machine behind you, I guess?
Yeah, this thing plays all the greatest hits, but it's also a scanner. It's our 3D scanner, and it's basically how we measure the envelope underneath the vehicle or under the hood so that we can develop the product digitally before it ever hits the actual vehicle itself.
Very cool. Well, I'm nosy, and I couldn't help but notice this looks very familiar to an S550 airbox, so do tell.
Yeah, so this is a first article. You weren't really supposed to see this. Yeah, I don't know why we left it out.
I probably shouldn't touch it, it looks expensive.
Yeah, so this is the new carbon fiber intake for the S550 GT and EcoBoost Mustang. And this isn't on the market yet, but it's gonna hit sometime later this year. This is gonna deliver some incredible horsepower gains and also a nice lightweight as well as a great aesthetic.
I couldn't help but notice part of this is kind of missing, and that's a design feature that you guys are proud of, right?
It is, yeah. So this is called our Airgate intake. And the Airgate, basically the concept is that this is a gate that you can put on or take off based on the sound preference of the driver. So you take it off, you really get to hear that motor. You put it back on, it helps with heat soak and things like that.
Yeah, so you got your sealed enclosure for the guys that want to stick or who like the factory airbox because of the IAT problems, or if you want to hear this thing rip a little bit, pop that sucker off and you're good to go.
Absolutely, I tend to like taking it off.
Good stuff. So where do we go from here, sir?
Let's figure out how these exhaust products are actually made.
I like it. Let's do it. All right.
Yeah, so one of the company mantras is to unlock performance. And really nowhere is that more evident than on the research and development floor right here.
See that, and I also see a second gen Raptor Oxford White. What's this all about?
No, you don't see that.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
All right, very nice. I like that. And that just happens to be a McLaren.
That is a McLaren 720, yeah. We're doing everything here from Volkswagen exhaust intakes and intercoolers to Mustangs, which we're going to talk about here today, to $400,000 supercars.
That is awesome. Mustang, speaking of which, our babies of the lift. Bones is tackling that right now. Yeah. And we got this guy ready to beat me up.
This guy, this is my business partner, our president,
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for having us here today.
All right, you ready to see how the stuff is made?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
All right, Todd, so our glasses are on. That means we're entering production. Where are we at right now, sir?
We are at the head of the line. So multiple times a day we get tubing delivery. It's all American-made, Raptor Gibson, 065 wall, T304, the good stuff.
The best of the best. I like that.
So we're at a cutting stage, which is basically the first step in the production line. We go from cutting to mandrel bending. This is one of our mandrel benders. Our Crippa can do multiple radii on one stick of tubing. Really works with the flow where we don't have to do cutting and welding as much.
Nice.
And once we come off the mandrel bending, we're ready to get to the prep side.
That's awesome. And it's always important to point out that guys like to know everything is made right here, right outside of Philadelphia, correct?
Correct, and we're going to see it all today. So at this end of the room, we're basically at the preparation stage.
Okay.
Taking the raw material, we'll be doing any type of extra length we have to cut off from the bending process, to hand grinding, to actually cleaning of any of the lubricant from the mandrel bender, to some press forming, anything that we have to do to get it to where all that's left is welding. That's what's happening with these talented gentlemen at this end of the line.
I think I see some kind of mid pipes over there from a Mustang, is that correct?
Yeah, that is. It's actually a reduction stage that we're doing over there.
Check that out, that looks pretty cool. This looks like the beginning of your S550 system, right?
You got an eye for Mustang parts.
It's my job, sir. Now, how do we get from a 3-inch piece of tubing like this down to, what is this, 2 1/4, right? Without distorting the metal.
Right, so instead of a cut and weld type of transition, we're doing a tube reduction step here. So it's a 2-hit process, and every time you're reducing with this machine here, it's making it a little longer. So the overall length is accounted for the reduction that we're doing to get from 3-inch down to 2 1/4.
And you're already cut out here. You got your other parts to make up your H-pipe.
Take another one of those, put it together, you got an H-pipe.
It's cool to see how that all works. And I'm kind of nerding out a little bit. I like this, man.
Let me show you one more cell here. This is our cutting cell. We call her Abby.
Oh, okay.
ABB manufactures the arm. We built the cell, and it's actually to do some complex cutting.
Interesting.
This is a tube that goes into our 180 technology. Kyle will show you what kind of cutting we do with Abby.
She looks like an Abby. And so basically, Abby's a pissed off robot with a plasma cutter.
Yeah, you don't want to get in Abby's way. Talk nice about her.
I see that. Sorry, Abby. You're looking lovely today. And just like that, huh? That's it? There you go. So that's actually the guts of your muffler, correct?
Right.
I think it's imperative we talk about the 180 Tech a little bit more because it's what really separates your mufflers from some of your other ones, correct?
It definitely is one of our key advantages over the competition, I'll say.
Well, do you have something we can check this out a little bit more in person?
We do. We have plenty of them over here.
Let's do it. All right, Todd, so again, the big thing with AWE, the separating factor, if you will, is the 180 Tech. And again, we know drone is this like bad word that tends to happen with a lot of systems, but not the case here. Can you explain a little bit more and show us what the deal is with the 180 Tech?
Sure. When we have a really bad drone situation, which happens with a straight flow-through exhaust system, we'll deploy 180 technology. It's a straight through, so there's no baffling inside that hurts with the power. It's a combination of the holes that you saw cut on Abby, of the length of the tubing, some proprietary secret sauce, the size of the can, all that comes together basically to take that frequency that we're trying to kill, the drone frequency, and it turns it upon itself. It turns it 180 degrees out of phase, comes back into the exhaust stream and turns that frequency off. It's like a light switch. It's pretty powerful.
How about that? So that's where the 180 Tech comes from, and it cancels that drone lickety-split, huh?
Exactly like that, lickety-split.
Wow. Well, this thing's still all apart. Eventually it has to come together in welding, correct?
Correct. That's what happens next.
Let's do it.
So we're making our way over here to the welding stations. We've got about a dozen welding cells. This is Tom, our team leader for welding. We do either MIG welding or TIG welding depending upon the application. It's all stainless steel. We'll do rotary turntable, we'll do hand welding. We've got, as we've seen, dozens, hundreds actually of fixtures to be able to do the welding in a precision manner. Well, as you saw, we have robotic cutting. We're working up to a cell to do some robotic welding soon, but at this point it's all hand welding.
Okay.
Which I guess gives you the opportunity to give it a shot.
Give an opportunity to ruin one of your perfectly nice products.
That's up to you.
Well, let's give it a shot. Why not, huh?
I'm game.
Never afraid to try a new challenge.
I have not MIG'd in a very long time.
You want a bib? I don't know if you want to mess your clothes up.
Yeah, I'll take a bib.
All right.
And not burn a hole in my nice hoodie. Okay, well, here we go. This might get ugly, guys, so I apologize in advance. I'm not a pro welder. Oh, that's horrible. That is horrible. Well, I don't want to go too far, so poor Tom has to fix too much work, but what do you think, Todd?
I think apprenticeship is where we'll put you.
In packaging. I mean, it wasn't terrible there,
No,
but
I've seen a lot worse.
then the wheels fell off about halfway through. Well, Tom, I appreciate it, man. Sorry for messing up your product, but thanks for letting me get on the gun and reaffirming how horrible I am at welding. So, thanks, brother. Well, Todd, after those mufflers get welded up, I'd imagine there's really not a whole lot left to do, correct?
Correct, and this is basically the end of the line. It's a quality control check-in station. Product cycles through multiple times a day. Just make sure it's to spec, then it goes to the warehouse, then it goes to packaging, and then to the customer.
That's awesome, man. Well, you guys are a well-oiled machine for sure. It's good to see your S550 stuff in addition to the S197 stuff as well. We're really excited about that.
So are we, yeah.
Well, speaking of excited, Todd, I know you guys are probably wrapped up with our 2018. You mind if we go hear that thing?
I think we should.
Let's do it. Make some noise. Well, Todd, here she is, man. Looks like we got the AWE Touring with the black tip, correct?
Yes, sir, that's what we got.
Very nice, and it's very important to point out that not every exhaust install comes with a free dyno run.
That is correct, too.
Now, let's talk about the dyno a little bit more here because it's very important to what you guys do, right?
Yeah, it's a key research and development tool. Basically, as it says on the wall, this is the moment of truth. Everything that we plan on happening must happen here. If not, back to the drawing board.
I like that, very cool. But I know an install of an AWE exhaust is not complete until I get my blow pop. So where the hell is my blow pop?
Look at this.
My man. Can we explain the craziness just so these guys have some context? Whenever you buy an AWE exhaust system, you get a blow pop with every product. And it's not like just tossed in there. The foam is cut out for it and everything. It's crazy. Why this?
That's a good question. Actually, we've been doing it for so long, it's kind of our thing now, but it's expected, so we're not going to stop doing it.
Well, I tell you, every time we get an AWE system to install in our shop cars, this is one of the highlights for us. So
there you go. It was worth it.
Keep it up. Well, let's make some noise on this thing, shall we?
Exactly.
Well, man, it certainly sounded pretty awesome with the touring system, and looks like it's making some pretty good power as well. 457, 410 at the tires. Now, when we actually got this car, we reviewed it, it made 437, 401 on a dyno jet. This is a Mustang dyno. Now, I know that different day, different dyno, different conditions will give us different numbers ultimately, but the car seems a lot happier now with the AWE system installed, and it sounds a hell of a lot better as well. So, thank you, sir. I'm gonna go get this thing off the dyno and see if I can't get a ticket around here in Horsham, all right?
Good luck.
All right. So we're out here in the 2018 Mustang, equipped with the AWE Touring Catback. And honestly, guys, it sounds fantastic. Listen, I am a big fan of the factory exhaust system on this car. It sounds amazing, but this thing's kind of opened my eyes to something new. I mean, AWE, oh yeah, it sounds great. They're one of the only premium exhaust options that utilize an H-pipe. And listen, if you guys have been watching me for a long time, you know I'm a big fan of the H-pipe stuff. I like that deeper tone, not a big fan of the rasp. Now, granted, the touring system is their milder of their two options right now, their other being a track catback, which is essentially a straight pipe system, and as such, it's a lot louder, a lot more unruly, but the touring system for me is where it's at, guys. This is my cup of tea, big time. It's definitely got, I would say, as much or maybe a little bit more bark than the factory exhaust system in sport and track mode, but inside the car, I mean, I'm right in the drone zone, as I like to call it, in between 2,000 and 3,000 RPM. Dead quiet, whisper quiet, whatever you want to say. There is no drone. So that 180 tech is certainly doing its job. Let's give this thing a thorough romping, shall we? Whoa, whoa girl. Well, Jesse, Todd, thank you so much again for having us out here today. Our 18 sounds a hell of a lot better now with that touring system in place, and the blow pop kind of tied it all together. So
it's the least we can do.
And if you want to bill me for that system I messed up earlier on the welder, I'm not mad at you.
Will do.
All right, well, thanks again, guys. And if you want to check out an AWE system for your S550 and now your S197, you can do so here at AmericanMuscle.com. And for more content, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Coming to you from Horsham and AWE. Thanks for watching, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.